So I can actually tell that things are getting a lot worse here in the car market right now for two reasons. The number one reason is because, okay, inventory is down at auctions. And that can tell me a lot of things, I'll tell you in a second. But the number two reason is actually contradicting what typically happens when reason one actually happens. And reason two is that the prices that I'm actually able to get at auction continue to go down and go down in a big way. And what I'm seeing is that there are a lot fewer dealers that are actually showing up at these auctions that I'm going to. So our biggest problem right now is being able to find cars. But the thing is when we actually see the cars that we want to buy at auction, right now we're able to buy them because they're so cheap, and that should not exist here in the car market. What should be happening is, okay, if the amount of supply at auctions is down, then prices should be up because the demand from dealers from the buy side on the wholesale level, small independent used car dealers like myself, should be up because there's a limited amount of supply. We're all fighting for the same cars. Price should go up, right? It's not happening right now. And let's go back to reason one. So the reason one of the supply going down here at auction right now, what that tells me from a lot of these franchise dealers is that they're actually not taking in a lot of trade-ins. If they're not taking in a lot of trade-ins, what's happening? Well, they're not selling a lot of new cars. The only way that these cars end up at these dealer auctions that are these trade-ins from these franchise dealers, if velocity of money is actually moving through the system, if transactions are happening, if they're actually selling cars on their lots. Right now, very, very weak. Supply way down at auctions. So now let's circle back. So in recent years, when we have supply crunch at these auctions, which we've experienced a lot, there's a lot of seasonality in the car market, but we've had extremes here in the car market over the last few years because we've been so far behind on production from these new car manufacturers, from everything that happened, right? We're now trying to get back to the place where new car manufacturers are pumping out as many cars as they had been. That's what they at least are getting towards. Not there yet, but we're trying to work towards that. We're having new car dealers, these franchise dealers, that are having to play the volume game again. This is what we were accustomed to back in 2019. And if we can get back to those volume levels, well, then we can have enough supply at these auctions to help these prices actually come down for small used car dealers like myself. That's what we're working towards. But here's where the breaking point is. Right now, we still have a limited supply because these new car dealers are slower. It's the middle of summer. That typically happens. Seasonality, but we have the extremes that are happening right now because of whatever is happening. People holding on to their money, people being broke. We talk about this a lot. People do not want to spend money on cars right now, and that's a big problem for a lot of these new car dealers when manufacturers are actually pumping them new car inventory. But when we have that happening, and they're still trying to gouge people when they have so many of these vehicles sitting on their lot, well, that doesn't happen. And the breaking point that could actually happen here is if they go back to this volume game, they go back to adding tons of incentives, they go back to actually moving a lot of product, lots of velocity of money going through the system, but you have small independent used car dealers like myself that don't keep up, or we don't actually sell a lot more vehicles because for whatever reason, others, small used car dealers, try to gouge people just like they've been doing for the last 5-6 years, right? So if we have that happen, but we have this influx of inventory, well, then you could have a whole used car system that actually breaks. You throw a lot more supply into a place that doesn't have a lot of demand, which is what we're seeing right now. And that is how this whole used car environment, this is how prices that are even cheap on my lot, I sell cars that are $5,000 and under. That's how we get broken. If you have so much supply that goes into the system because we have people actually buying new cars again, and then you have more inventory that dumps into the system, well, all this inventory that's sitting on a lot of these used car dealer lots right now, it's going to have to drop in a massive way. And that could be a big problem if we can have manufacturers, if we can have new car dealers, which are showing signs of breaking and them having to go back to this volume game, if they go back to playing that game. We might be close to that. And I can tell you, for me right here, sitting on my lot today, like, my problem is being able to get enough inventory and know what the price point is to sell. So if you've been following along with this channel, subscribe if you haven't, because I'm giving you these weekly updates to show you what I'm actually experiencing here on my car lot. But what we actually experienced was that we had like 3 rows of cars up here. You see, I'm down to 1 row now. And then all we did was just lower our price by like $500 across the board. And guess what happened? We sold almost everything. I know a lot of times I'm walking in front of these cars and I put prices on these cars, but you can see a lot of them. There's one right there, one right here. We don't have a price on yet. One right here, this Mazda. That's because they just came out. We got another Toyota Camry right here. Now, all these are still going to be under $5,000. Not like I'm trying to say those are more than $5,000. That's why we haven't priced them. But they literally just got detailed, just came out. But if you can imagine, before today, all those were holes. Like, I have almost no cars out here for sale. That's very rare for me, especially this time of year. But it's just like, okay, we went from selling no cars. We had 3 rows of cars, and we went 1 week with only selling 3 cars in 1 week. That's very, very rare for us. And I was able to put out like some YouTube videos that did well, saying, okay, things are going really, really, really bad. And they were for that 1 week. We dropped all our prices, and then for whatever reason, we were able to sell through a lot of stuff. But even with saying that and selling as many vehicles as we did in just like a week and a half, 2 week span, for last month, I still lost like $6,000 here at my dealership. So things are difficult, and we're able to sell cars if we find that right price point. Another problem that we've experienced is because we're still trying to find that price point and lower our prices as cars are going down at auction. Well, it means that we had a lot of stuff that we either had too much money into, or we were waiting to see if we were going to fix some stuff, and it turns out it's going to cost too much, and for us to put it out here, there's not going to be a price point where our customers could actually afford it. So that means that we're playing catch up with a lot of the things that we bought a couple months ago. We ended up like losing money on 6 cars that we just basically dumped because it didn't make sense for us to fix it, because we couldn't sell it for what the price of it was going to be to fix it, because we're able to buy stuff just so much cheaper right now. And so when we did that, we lost quite a bit of money. So all of that to say is that I know dealers are weaker right now, both on the franchise side and the used car side. There's a lot of things I can see, and I can tell you just from my side of things, last month we lost $6,000. It might get worse. I don't know.
Is your inventory lower now than normal? When I look on Car Gurus, there are only 21 listed. Thanks.
Yeah, unfortunately it is. We got wiped out Saturday and Tuesday. So we sold 7 cars Tuesday, and then the Saturday before that, probably Friday and Saturday, we sold like 10 plus between those 2 days. I don't know. We had a couple crazy days recently, and we also have a lot of cars that were either being worked on or we're waiting on them to get cleaned. We have a lot in our pipeline right now. We have over 80 cars, I think, right now in inventory, and only like 20 for sale. So we have problems, and that's my fault. It all falls down on the owner, right? So our operations are behind right now, and we had a good couple of days. And when that happens, I mean, it's easy for me to have this accordion thing that happens at my car dealership where I can have 3 rows of cars at my dealership. But if we go through 3 days and we sell 15 cars, I'm down to 1 row and almost no cars left. And this happens to us quite often, especially when we do like price drops. Last week, Nate, my sales manager, he went through and he dropped everything by about $500. That's what we do after every couple of weeks, but it just happened to fall on a time period where 2 weeks ago we bought a whole lot of cars, got them out on our lot. We didn't sell those cars within 2 weeks, so they all got dropped by $500. And then what happens? Well, the dam breaks loose, and then all these customers show up all at once, and we sell a lot of cars. And it just so happened this past Tuesday that my sister, who is also works sales, she was on vacation, so I got to sit in the office, and my wife came and helped to getting all these cars sold. It was a madhouse. We sold, like I said, I think 6 cars and took 1 deposit, and that's a big day. That was a weekday for us, and that's a big day for us, and it was busy. So yeah, we went through about a week of selling quite a few cars. And we probably went from 40 for sale down to 21 in just that short amount of time. And it's very frustrating because I really should have more cars that are coming out quicker. But right now, with how we're set up and getting our cars cleaned, and we only have Alex really to get cars worked on and getting them out for cleaning and then to get them sold. We're behind, and we've got a couple of bottlenecks, and I've got to work through that, and I'm not really sure how to do it without hiring more people, and I really don't want to hire any more people because I hate people. So that's where we are right now. So yes, you are correct. We have fewer cars for sale right now, and we have 80 plus that I own, but only 20 for sale. And yes, that is a problem. And yes, I'm trying to fix it, but I don't know how to do that quite yet.
I mean, it's 85-ish, and that's
85
why ish that we have, and that's why I was out taking cars to get them cleaned this morning.
Yep. My wife was getting our cars cleaned this morning because we have a bottleneck. And I have lots of money sitting at our lot that is not for sale, and that's very frustrating.
Love these challenging statements. What do you mean you've been selling good? You've been posting like it's the end of the world.
It is for everybody else. We're doing good though. No, what I will say is, I have like 2.5 weeks ago, it's like we were dead. Like I had 45 or 50 cars that were either for sale or about to be for sale. And we weren't moving anything. We went through a week where we only sold like 3 or 4 cars. And it's this weird thing I know it happens in summer too, where maybe it was just a week where everybody was on vacation, whatever. We just couldn't sell a car. And maybe we're just $500 off, but we move prices just a little bit and then everybody buys. So I don't know. But here's the thing with me, with my videos that a lot of times that you see, like I'm telling you what's going on in my world on just about a weekly basis. So if it's a crappy week, I get to make a crappy week YouTube video, and that's what you're going to see. And that's the headline you're going to see. And if we have a good week, then I'll come and talk about it just like I'm talking about right here. And it might be good for some car dealers and bad for others. I've talked to a lot lately about our prices at auction have gotten a lot better. And that's led us to be able to sell cars for a lot cheaper. The only reason, though, that can happen is if the car market's not doing well. We can still do very well if the car market's not, because I price my cars off of what I buy them for and not necessarily off what they're worth. So if a car is worth $5,000, but I go to auction, I'm able to buy that thing for $1,500, I can sell it for $2,500. I can sell it 50% off of what the market says is worth. Even in a bad market, that $2,500 car, that's a $5,000 car, it's going to sell instantly. So if I have a lot of those cars because other car dealers are weak and they're still trying to gouge people and have really high prices, then I'll thrive in that environment. And that's the environment I want. I want the car market to be a very, very bad place. Selfishly, not for you, I don't want this, but for me and my business and my family and my employees. The ideal situation for us is if the car market is a terrible, terrible place, car dealers are in pain, they're struggling, new car franchises have to add so many incentives to even get somebody to open the door on a car. All that is the perfect setup for a car dealership just like mine, because I can buy stuff cheap, I can sell it dirt cheap. And in a lot of cases, I can sell stuff really cheap to consumers. And because of the volume that we're able to do and how many auctions we hit, we can actually make a lot of money in that environment. And that's like the Goldilocks zone for me, is everyone sucks and that brings prices down. And then I can sell cars cheap to my consumers. That's what I want to happen.
Have you thought about franchising?
No, Ron. I haven't thought about franchising. Why would I? I'm miserable as it is. Why would I want more of this? You want more of this, baby?
No,
I don't want any. I'm already doing videos here on YouTube. Like I don't like selling cars. I don't want to be a car dealer. Now I want to be 2 car dealers now. No. There was one short period of time where we opened up, we had 2 separate dealerships, and that lasted exactly
1 month.
1 month, and we couldn't handle it. We couldn't keep up with the inventory that I was going to take to run both spots. Like we couldn't find enough cars. Now, if we went to a different market, then I would have access to a whole another like slew of cars that I would be able to put on the lot at the price range. And I wouldn't have to directly compete with my other car dealership. But then I got to trust somebody else to run it. And I can tell you, the worst thing about business is the people. Like we have a rock star. Don't get me wrong. We have a rock star team right now. But we've hired and fired like probably 30 people.
It's
Maybe not that high, but it's over 20.
It's probably over 20.
It's over 20 that we've hired and fired, and they've just been the wrong people. And that's the worst. And right now we have Nate, Tara, Alex. We have a part-timer that comes in, and my wife and myself. and that's it. And we're running as thin as we can, and my team is stretched as thin as they can. And I need to hire probably 1 or 2 more people. And I'm scared to death to do it. I don't want to do it, but my team's getting overworked, and we have to have more people. But I can't stand bringing in new people. I can't stand doing this. Okay, are they going to work out? They're not going to work out. What's their work ethic like? What's their attitude like? I hate that. I know what I have right now, and it scares me to death to know that I'm going to have to hire. Sorry, hitting the mic. That I know that I'm going to have to hire somebody in the near future. So if you need a job, I mean, don't call my shop, because they don't like you, and they would never hire a YouTube person or someone that found us from YouTube
Unless it's Ron.
Yeah, but email me. Email me if you want a job and you're near our area, and then I'll tell you no. Yeah, we need somebody. We need somebody just to drive cars. That's all we need. And I'm scared to death to hire anybody new, because one person can decimate the whole team. And we've seen it happen before. One bad attitude into the shop can just destroy the whole psyche of the whole team. And I hate people so much, and I hate being a boss. I won't say I'm not a good boss. I think I am a good boss, but I don't enjoy being a boss. That's the right phrasing for that. I'm gonna make my wife start firing everybody that needs to be fired.
I don't think we want that.
That was a long answer too. The problem is we're not going to be able to use that one. That's not a good clickable video right there.
I mean, I thought there were some parts of it that would be good in one.
We'll put it on back into something else.
I mean, I thought you were supposed to be able to make anything interesting.
No, I can't make. I can make anything interesting. I can't make these doomers out here want to click on it though. Yeah, I'm talking to all you that are watching this. You only click on the negative crap.
But if you
frustrating. What? Click on good videos. Can you do that sometime so I can not title them Into the World, please? It's your fault.
Yeah, I was about to say that with sarcasm, though.
Yeah.